Hi crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you're with us today. We are going to create a rocker fun fold. Have you seen these before? Look at this. It rocks when you set it on the table, and it has some little steps right there. Oh my goodness, you can decorate those steps. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the one with the steps first, and then we're going to create a much simpler version of it. So, let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do for this one that has the actual steps in it, look how cute that is. He sits up so perfectly, and you can write your message underneath. The first thing you need to do is you will need to cut a 6-inch circle. Now, it's very important that it's a perfect circle. So, Monty and I tried to use a bowl, but it really wasn't a pure circle. So, we got out our handy-dandy little machine here from Martha Stewart. Now, you could also use a compass, but go ahead and cut yourself out a 6-inch circle. Now, I'm going to lift this up and simply move it to 6. And then it will cut out a perfect circle for me. I'm going to make sure I have enough room on all sides. And look at that perfect circle. It's very important that you have a pure circle. Now, because we want to have some mats on our circle, I'm going to go ahead and cut out with the DSP that I'm going to use, a 5.5-inch circle. So let me just move this to 5.5. Love this little tool. And I'm going to make sure once again, I can move it up, trying to save some DSP. There we go. And we have our 5.5-inch circle. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step. You need to get your score buddy. Any kind of scoring tool that you have will work. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to score it in the middle. Then we're going to score out 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch again on both sides of the middle. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Now, we do have to have a cut slit right here. And this cut slit is 1.5 inches in. So let's see how we do that. First thing, grab your 6-inch circle. And we are going to put it right up in that corner. Grab our stylus, and we are going to score at 3 inches all the way down. And this will give us our middle. And now, all we have to do is go 1/2 inch out and score. But now remember, we score just a little bit, right? And then you really don't need score lines here. So I'm going to score heavy, about 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to keep scoring a little bit, but it'll be light, and then score heavy again down there. So let me show you what I mean. So I moved 1/2 inch. I'm going to score heavy, and then I'm going to stay in the track, go light. Make sure you're in that track. And then I'm going to go heavy again. Okay, now I'm going to move 1/2 inch out again to 4. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to score down. Then I'm going to go kind of light, but stay in the track. And then go heavy on the other side. And it doesn't really matter. You can score all the way across. There's no problem because we're going to cover that up. Now we need to do the same thing on the other side of the middle score. So grab 1/2 inch, score it, and go ahead and score it all the way down. 1/2 inch again, and score all the way down. Okay. And now we have our score lines. Now, you're finished with your score buddy, so go ahead and move that over. Bring in your ruler. And now we want to go in 1.5 inches. So we're just going to use our grid mat. I'm going to line up that middle score line right there. And remember, stay with us because I'm going to show you how to make a really easy rocker card. But this has steps in it and it's so cute. And now we simply want to mark over from the middle line 1.5 inches. I'm going to line up that middle, make sure the middle is lined up, and I'm going to come in 1.5 inches and just make a little mark. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And now we're simply going to draw a straight line right here. And the way I do that is I line my ruler up on this grid, and then I can just find my pin mark, line it up, and I know I have a straight line. And there we have it. Now we're going to do that to the other side. I already have my tick mark, so I'm just going to put my ruler on the grid down here in a straight, make sure it's straight. Gonna find that tick mark and I'm just gonna draw. Perfect. Now I'm gonna grab my finger that I use. Love this cutting tool, but you can use an X-Acto knife. Keep it on your self-healing mat. Make sure you don't use your X-Acto knife on a piece of wood because you'll cut right through it, right? Let's just get that lined up and cut. And see how we have it? We have a slit right there. We're going to do the same thing over here. Then we're very close to being ready to decorate. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on this because I don't want to cut myself. And now all we have to do is grab your bone folder and we're going to fold it over in the middle. Go ahead and crease it. And now the way this works is you just fold it just like this. See how we're just making an accordion on both sides. So you have valley, mountain, and there we have it. Now you want to make sure that this is exactly lined up, and it is, so use your bone folder and just crease it. Now, we want to cut these annoying little marks off. So just use a big pair of scissors, hold it, and just go ahead and cut that right off. On both sides. And now we have our rocker. Perfect little rocker that you can add some cute little images right here on the inside, and stay with us till the end because not only am I going to show you the easy way to do this, but I'm going to show you one that Maudie created and she put a little scene right here. So cute. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 5.5 inch circle and we need to get the halfway mark. You can put it back in your score buddy or you can simply fold it over. Now, the reason we did it 5.5 is we are going to use it to mat this area right here. So, you can go ahead and just crease it and then put it in your trimmer and cut it. Now, it may be a little big, so you will have to probably cut off a little bit of it. So I would say about that much. So you could, if you wanted to, make a 4-inch circle and it would probably fit perfectly. But I'm going to go ahead and just line this up. Make sure this is even. And now we have a perfect mat for our little rocker card. So we're going to line this one up. And now we are going to glue our 2 mats to the rocker. Now remember, I will have the measurements over on our blog, so if you're interested in getting the measurements for this, you can head over to creativemomentsbyg.com. And if you want a more detailed PDF, we will have that in our PDF store right on our website. Look how perfectly it rocks. I love this. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to put some paper right here. Now you can put DSP, and I'm going to show you where we did that on another one. But we went ahead and we just cut this right here because you can only go a 1/2 inch past this for it to still fit in the envelope. So let's go ahead and glue that down. And I left a little border right there. Now I went ahead and I'm going to mat it one more time with just a very slightly different color pink. So polished pink and melon mambo. This is such a unique card. Look at that. I love it. Now, if you decide to use colored cardstock, you will have to put some white paper in here or just put a note in your card because this is going to be like a keepsake card and they'll want to keep it on their desk. So I went ahead and I cut out some of these beautiful flowers from our Hues of Happiness DSP. I also cut out this beautiful sentiment, sending many thanks for all you do. So let's go ahead and get that laid down first. Now I'm going to put it up on some dimensionals so that we can put our flowers on top of it, behind it. There we have it. And now we're ready to just build our flowers and our leaves. So I'm going to use some glue. Now remember, you can't go past this right here if you want it to fit in an envelope. If you don't care, then you can go as high as you want, right? Okay, and there we have this beautiful rocker card. It is so different. We searched for the measurements for something like this and we could only find them using metric. So we had to design this ourselves. But look how beautiful that is. And we have these little stair steps here just in case you want to make a scene on these. And I'm going to show you one in just a moment. But let's go ahead and switch gears and let me show you an easier version of this that's a little different, but it is still a rocker. Okay, the first thing you'll want to do is go ahead and cut out a 5.5 inch base because this is going to not have the steps on it, so it has to be a little smaller to still fit in the envelope. You're going to do your 5.5 inch circle, and then you're going to simply score it right in the middle, and that'll be at 2 3/4. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and cut another circle that is 5 inches, and that will be to mat this big circle. So let's go ahead and just get those mats down. So now we've only worked with 2 circles. We don't have any score lines other than the middle score line. I'm going to go ahead and put this mat on the back. And there we have it so far. It's going to rock just like the other one. Now we went ahead and we cut 2 rectangles. And these rectangles are 2.5 by 3 and then 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So let's just go ahead and lay those on top of each other. Now, you want to make sure it stays in an envelope. So we have to make sure that it doesn't go past the lip of the envelope. So here's how far you can put it down. We can put it down to this line right here. We're simply going to put some glue right here and then line it up there. Line it right up so that it can still fit in an envelope. Okay, much easier, I know, but it doesn't have the steps on the inside. And now we're going to bring in the decorations, keeping this below this line right here, and I'm going to use dimensionals and just add the rest of our scene. Now remember I said I was going to show you both rocker cards, but done a little differently. We have our steps here that we could create a scene if we wanted to, and one without the steps. Remember I told you I was going to show you one more that actually used the steps to create a scene. Look how cute that is. See how the scene is actually built onto the steps? It rocks perfectly as well. So let us know which of these cards you like the best. The rocker card with the steps and the scene, or just the rocker card that only takes 2 circles. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We hope you like this rocker card. We worked so hard to get those measurements just perfectly. We want you to go out, make it a great day, and we'll see you at the next show. Bye-bye.